Alright, so now that we have completed the TAK portion of our takes chart, we have read Jacques Cousteau, we have identified the main idea of each paragraph in our passage, Jacques Cousteau. Now we are going to figure out what we say the two main ideas are, because it wanted us to determine the two main ideas. So now we got to look back at our passage, and we've got to find two main ideas from this passage that we can work off of and create an essay from. So coming back to our passage, this is about his childhood, his education and his interests, and then he becomes interested in sea creatures. He invents an aqua lung device. He invents a water camera. These inventions help him to make documentaries. And he basically invents a research ship because he took a British sea vessel and turned it into a research ship. So here I'm seeing a lot about what? Inventions. So I could say that one of his one of the main ideas is that Jacques Cousteau was an inventor. Okay? So could you say that that's a main idea in this passage? In this whole entire text, could we use that as one big main idea? Yeah. Absolutely. So let's look at the next page. Talks about his TV series, and he becomes an environmental activist for the ocean. He raises awareness about the ocean, and then he dies trying to build a ship. So from this, do I have something else that I could grasp at and make it another main idea from this passage? No. I don't know. What? What? What's the other main idea? He was an inventor. He was also a what? Environmental what, Cole? Activist. He was an environmental activist. So the other thing that I could say is that Jacques Cousteau was an environmental activist. Okay? So now, I've got to get evidence from the text. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back and we're going to find evidence from the text that supports the main idea that Jacques Cousteau was an inventor. So going back to our passage, and this time I'm going to get a highlighter out to kind of highlight some things. And I'm going to do a different color so that it kind of stands out from the orange that I've already used. So we began talking about his inventions in paragraph 4. I need happy trails to lower pickup, happy trails to lower pickup. Alright, so in paragraph 4, it says, because they wanted to study life underwater, Cousteau and Gagnon worked on a system that would allow them to stay underwater for longer times. Their first aqua lung device was a success. So that talks about his first invention. His second invention was camera.
Camera that can film underwater.
Alright. These two inventions helped him to film his first two documentaries or fact-based films about the sea. Cousteau turned a British ship into a vessel, a British sea vessel into a research ship and named it the Calypso. Working with the National Geographic Society, Cousteau used the Calypso to film several more films about the sea. So he turned a British sea vessel into a research ship and named it the Calypso. So that right there gives me 1, 2, 3 details to support that he was an inventor. So I'm going to go back to my takes chart. And you're going to want to write a little small because you're going to have a lot. This is going to be your biggest box filler, is going to be the E. So you're going to want to write a little bit smaller in that box. So I'm going to say Cousteau and Gagnon worked on a system that would allow them better? Okay. So Cousteau and Gagnon worked on a system that would allow them to stay under the water for longer times. Alright, and I'm just going to put in parentheses the aqua lung device. Okay. Next thing that tells me that he is an inventor is Cousteau also helped develop a camera that worked underwater. Cousteau turned a British sea vessel into a research ship and named it the Calypso. Alright, so these are the 3 points that support the main idea that Jacques Cousteau was an inventor. So now I'm going to draw a line under that to separate my details that support he was an inventor from the details that I'm going to provide that support that he was an environmental activist. That way I know when I'm writing my paragraphs that I need to stop here and pick up my next paragraph after this line. Alright? So now I need to look at some text evidence. I'm going to push this back over here, and I know you may not be finished writing this, but they're fixing to call for the 145 kids, so I need to at least get some of this finished. And you can come get mine and copy when you get a chance, or you can check out my YouTube channel and get it from there. Alright, so pick up in paragraph 8, and it says that Cousteau began to see how human activity was hurting the oceans. So he became an environmental activist. He wrote several books and made films to get his message out about the oceans to as many people as possible. He founded the Cousteau Society in 1973 to raise money and awareness for all the world. So those are the 3 things that he did as an activist. So I'm going to start off and I'm going to say, Cousteau began to see how human activity was hurting the oceans. I'm going to just say he saw how human activity hurt the oceans. He became an environmental activist. He wrote several books and films to get his message out. One more, and I'm going to have to just put it over here, guys. I'm sorry. Alright, and then the last one is that he founded the Cousteau Society. And to raise money and awareness around the world. And this is our last step in our takes chart. So on the next video that we do on Wednesday, it will be writing this into an essay, putting these things that we've talked and put on this takes chart into an actual essay. Okay? All right.